It's Kino here. Welcome to this daily yoga class. We're going to be focusing on flexibility today. So get 2 yoga blocks and let's get started. Close your eyes, hands together, a long deep breath in. As you exhale, open the eyes, and let's get started on the hands and knees. We'll start off with some basic cat and cow movements to bring flexibility into the spine. So inhale a long, deep breath in. Exhale, round the back all the way under. You want to tuck it under. Good. Inhale again, a long, deep breath in. Exhale, round and under. One more time. Inhale a long, deep breath in. Exhale, that's round and under. Good job. All right, we're moving into puppy pose now. Let's walk the hands forward. Let's keep the thumbnails pressed into each other and then externally rotate the shoulders and then drop. Let's reach until the forehead reaches towards the ground. Come up onto your fingertips and just sway the hips from side to side for a moment. Good, and now we'll stay here for 5 breaths. A deep breath in and a deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. A few more breaths. If it's very comfortable for you, you could explore placing the chest on the ground. That's good. A few more breaths. If it's too much, go back to the forehead. Nice. Let's do one more breath. Good job. Press onto the elbows. Let's lie down on the stomach. Come into Cobra Pose. Let's roll the thigh bones lightly in towards each other. Root down through the elbows and lift the center of the chest up. That's good. Deep, steady breathing. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. Very good. Draw the navel in. Let's activate the upper back muscles, lengthening the spine. Good. Engage the quadriceps, soften the butt. Nice. Let's go for like 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Very good. Now I'd like you to place your lower ribs on the ground and roll the shoulders forward, extending the arms back. We're coming into Shalabhasana position now. So inhale, lift the thighs up off the ground and lift the center of the chest forward. We'll stay for another 5 breaths. This is more active than what we've done up until now. So really find the strength to support the flexibility through the whole back. We'll stay for a few more breaths. Very good. Let's do 1 more breath. And 5. Relax down for a moment. Good. All right, let's reach for the blocks. We're going to take upward facing dog position on the blocks. That'll give your lower back a little bit more space. So you can first come up onto the elbows on the blocks and then again roll your thigh bones towards each other. That again should just give you a little more space to get that nice lift of the ribs away from the hips. Now we're ready for upward facing dog. Let's put the hands on the blocks, and you'll notice you want to bend the elbows a little bit, shoulder blades roll down the back, and then press into the blocks. Let's come on up to upward facing dog. Good. You can give your hips a little wiggle as the spine lifts up and out of the pelvis. Relax as much as you can through each of the joints of the spine while lifting and lengthening. We'll stay 2 more breaths. Avoid squeezing the glutes. Let's go for 1 more breath. Very good. All right, let's sink those knees down. Draw the knees in towards each other, and then exhale, child's pose. If child's pose is a little challenging, you can take the blocks and stack them up 1 or 2 and place those between the legs and take a slightly wider child's pose. Find what works better to support the body. If you don't need the blocks, then your child's pose can be with the knees together and the hands by the feet, and then gently down. Just let the back muscles release. Very good. Let's do 2 more breaths here. One more breath. Take it easy. Nice. All right, let's walk the hands forward and we'll curl the toes under. Let's say hello to downward facing dog. So your feet are going to be hips width apart, your hands shoulder width apart, the shoulder blades roll away from each other, and then inhale. Let's send the hips back and up. That's good. Allow yourself a moment here, maybe swaying through the hips or bending the knees and then straightening them again. 5 deep breaths. Draw the hips back and up. Good. A few more breaths. Focus on lengthening and deepening the breath. Let's do one more long, deep breath in. And a long, deep breath out. Very good. Now, switch your gaze forward. Let's cross the shin bones and exhale, sit down. As you sit down, let's bring the heels towards each other. You might want to take those blocks and put them underneath your knees. This can provide a little bit of support, making sure that the hip joints have the space to find the external rotation, and we're not placing too much undue pressure on the knees. Now, find the navel, and let's draw the navel in so you can lift the ribs away from the hips as much as possible. And you could hold onto the knees, you could hold onto the feet. Check in. Maybe you don't need the blocks underneath the knees, and that's totally okay too. Bring the heels close to the pubic bone. Lift the center of the chest, and we'll stay in Baddha Konasana for 5 deep breaths. You could even close the eyes for a moment. Long, deep breath in, long, deep breath out. What you might be noticing is that there's a minimum amount of strength that supports the flexibility. So don't be alarmed if there are muscles which are burning or activating in the body, if there are strong sensations of stretching, strengthening. All of that works together. Focus on lengthening and deepening the breath. 2 more. Let's do last one. A long, deep breath in. And a long, deep breath out. Very good. Now, let's draw the knees all the way up. Hold the opposite knees and just stay there for a moment. Let the thigh bones settle back into the inner space of the pelvis. Very good. Let's extend the legs. Reach forward. You could hold on to your ankles or you could hold on to your big toes. This is Paschimottanasana, our forward fold. Inhale a long, deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Notice where your body is moving. So if you find yourself kind of rounding the back, then find your pelvis and see if you can rotate the pelvis so that the bend comes from deeper inside the pelvis, right around where your hip joints are. And if we just feel a little tug inside the pelvis, the navel draws in, and that'll help you pivot more forward, right? And that could take a few years of practice. Let's say like 2 more breaths in whatever depth your forward fold was able to feel today. Relax through the neck. Relax the back muscles. 1 more breath. Very good. Inhale, let's straighten the arms. Exhale here, release. Inhale, we come all the way back. Let's cross the legs. Close your eyes for a moment. Now, extend your arms, tips of the index fingers and thumbs touching. 5 deep breaths. A long, deep breath in. Long, deep breath out. Concentrate the mind. Just a few more breaths. At the end of the next exhalation, let's draw the hands together back to prayer position. A long, deep breath in. As you exhale, softly open the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me on this practice. May be happy, may be peaceful, may be filled with love.